a lot of people say, okay, somebody might hold you back, but in reality, nobody's holding you back. It's just you hanging out with that person. You're holding yourself back.
Didn't wanna like it, but now I'm loving every day. I'm going mad, I'm going crazy. I want my flowers, I want my daisies. Yeah, I look good, so does my lady. They try to copy, but can't imitate me. She wanna talk, she want relations. Money don't stop, we ain't separated. If I had to...
How are y'all doing? It's Alaniz, host of the Get Your Shit Together Man podcast and CEO and founder of Basics. We are the world's #1 elite fitness and nutrition coaching company for ambitious men all over the world that are looking to build their best body ever within only 16 weeks or less. To find out more information to see how you qualify to work one-on-one with the Basics team, please visit www.basicsbrigade.com. Or if you want to speak with me directly, you can book a call with me using the link in either the podcast episode that you're listening to this on or on the YouTube channel that we're on. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It's going to be a really, really good one. And follow the podcast. Follow me on all social medias at Aaron Alaniz Fit. And let's dive right in because today we have an extremely, extremely special student success story that I can't wait to tell you all more about. This guy's name is Lorenzo Pena. I've seen him transform his life completely within a matter of 5 months. And I want him to tell his story because it's too good for us not to share it. So, Lorenzo, man, introduce the world to who you are.
I just got to start off by saying that's a hell of an introduction, Aaron. I love it, man. And thank you for having me on the podcast. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lorenzo Pena. I'm actually from Aaron's hometown. And I'm somebody that, for the most part, kind of always struggled being in shape, having good habits and things like that. I was heavily addicted to drugs and alcohol. And I kind of just let myself go. When the pandemic hit, I gained like 80 pounds. I went from weighing like 180 to like 260. And little by little, I lost a little bit of weight, but I was staying around the 240, 250 mark. And I never really did much from there. What had really set me back was that I got an injury on my chest where, I got injured and it kind of just made me feel like, bad. It sent me to the spiraling depression or whatever. Got really fat, never worked out. And I would see Aaron at the gym and stuff, and I would see what he was doing, and it was amazing. And little by little, we started talking a little bit more, and I asked him if he can work with my injury and things like that. And at first I was very skeptical, but I think since joining the program, my life has made a complete 180. Since the program, I've lost 40 pounds basically. But I've lost about 40 pounds at this point. My mindset has shifted completely. I'm sober now. I've gone almost 100 days without drinking. Haven't done drugs in a long time as well. I'm doing phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. And I guess I didn't really get much into like what I do, but I do solar sales. So I specialize in residential and commercial solar products. And I never really got to fully reach my potential in my sales career simply because I was always, partaking in bad habits. And since joining this program, I feel like I said, I've made a complete 180. My career has definitely taken off since then. It's been amazing. I'm starting to manage my own team, growing a team down here in the Rio Grande Valley, in South Texas. And it's amazing, man. It's phenomenal. Honestly, couldn't be more grateful for everything that's happened and just, everything, man. It's been wow. It's been amazing.
Yeah, man, you've definitely transformed in front of everybody's eyes, man. It's awesome to see that. And I really want to dive in a little bit more to your before story, kind of like where you were before. And this can span back as far as you want to. Simply because a lot of people that are getting into what we do, are they out of shape? Yes, but really what makes us different here at Basics, man, as we understand that that's kind of like the symptom more so than the actual problem. If that makes sense. So it's like, hey, you're out of shape, not because you don't know what you're doing in the gym. That could be that can be it too, and we'll show you how to do so. But there's probably something going on in your head that you got to fix. And once you can unwind from the inside, the outside tends to unwind itself also. So tell the people, man, a little bit more about your before story and where you were before you decided to embark on this journey.
So let me take you all the way back, right? So basically, I was raised by a single mother, in Rio Grande City, Texas, for the most part. So I didn't really grow up with a father figure or with a male role model in my life, right? Now, for the most part, when I was growing up in middle school, high school, things of that sort, I was a really smart kid. I was kind of the kid that people wanted to copy off of and stuff. So I was doing really well. I got accepted into my dream college, which was Baylor. But somewhere along my senior year, I just started hanging around with the wrong crowd. And I just started getting heavily involved with drugs. I was smoking a lot of weed, popping a bunch of pills, drinking, skipping school, doing things that I shouldn't be doing. And instead of going to Baylor, I basically settled for a community college. And what happened was, like I said, I was just surrounding myself with bad people, and it just kept going down from there. So I ended up dropping out of college. I started consuming more alcohol, more drugs. In 2015 in January of 2015, I ended up getting arrested. I got in trouble with the law. I got felonies and misdemeanors on my, account. And even then I still didn't learn. As a matter of fact, it kind of just put me in a bigger depression, which in a sense, just made everything worse because I started consuming even more alcohol. And at the time, my life was just really out of whack. I kind of still had a few little entrepreneurish, like, journeys and stuff like that, things that I was trying out, but I never really stuck through with any of it because my mindset was just not aligned with any of those things. I was more concerned with the partying, with the drinking, with the smoking, with the popping pills. And that was something that really took control of my life for a long time, from up until my senior year of high school. It's, I would say, up until I was the age of 26. I'm 27 right now. But for the most part, I'm talking about 7-8 years of my life that kind of just got thrown down the drain because I couldn't focus and I couldn't really let go of those negative habits. It's nothing special, right? But I believe that once I started this program, I kind of had this weird epiphanous moment, where seeing everybody that's in the basics, team, seeing everybody that's in the brigade, they're men of high caliber and, people that have a lot of goals. They're very driven, a lot of them have a lot of self-control. Aaron, as a role model, has done an amazing job of, showing everybody how to develop this mindset to really stick through with this program, right? Not only with this program, but with the things that you want to accomplish in life. It's not until you can really change your mindset that you can start to see the external changes in your everyday world, right? So one of the things that Aaron helped me do was really change how I viewed myself from being, this person that was an addict, that had problems, that couldn't focus on certain things, that, I felt unworthy of success. And Aaron helped me change that. And since that mindset shift, like, things have just completely, changed for the better. Like I said, I would still drink and stuff like that, but since meeting Aaron, since talking to Aaron and getting into this program, I've completely left that behind. I've completely left behind, that negative self-image that I carried with me. It's been amazing, man. People that see me every day, that used to know me from back then, see me now, and they say that I have this glow to me, which I feel it, I feel like light shining inside of me. And I felt like I always had that light. But I kind of always tried to cloak myself in the darkness with bad habits, So yeah, that's pretty much, a little bit of my before story. And what I'm doing now, like I said, I've been growing my solar team. Everything has been going phenomenal at my job. It's amazing. I'm starting to partake in a few more, entrepreneurship, type of endeavors and stuff. And it's been amazing. I mean, it's been amazing.
It's awesome to hear, man. Seriously, because when it comes down to the spillover effect that fitness typically has on people, it's incredible. Sometimes people will start getting in shape for the sake of getting in shape, and then those character traits end up transferring to other things in your life. So I kind of want to talk to you about that. Like, what are some other areas in your life that have been able to flourish and grow as a byproduct of you putting yourself first in the gym and in the kitchen?
Everything, man. Everything. Everything has gotten better in my life. I've lost 40 pounds, which is amazing to me. Because if it wasn't for the guidance, I don't think I would have been able to do it myself. And if I, maybe I could have, but it would have taken me a lot longer. So my health has gone a lot better. When I was weighing 250, 260 pounds, I had really high blood pressure. My knees hurt all the time. If there's one thing that stood out to me about being overweight, was that my knees always hurt, man. So my body was always aching. Financially, I was struggling. I just wasn't, in the right place, just nothing was aligned. Everything was out of whack. And since working on my health, working on my mental health and my physical health, everything has improved dramatically. My relationship with my girlfriend has improved dramatically. We used to argue and bicker all the time, and now it's, something that rarely ever happens. My relationship with my family has gotten amazing. You know, I speak to my family every single day. I've been able to eliminate toxic people from my life, people that really, you know, just kind of fed back into those negative habits. So everything has improved, you know, my health, my relationships, my financial situation, you know, my friend circle, everything has improved in my life dramatically. And it all started with, you know, your health.
Yeah.
Once you improve your health, you can see that all other areas of your life improve as well. So I would definitely attribute, you know, my health to being why so many other areas of my life flourished.
Good, man. And let's talk about some of the sacrifices you had to make, because I heard you right now mention some of the toxic people you had to leave, some bad habits, negative thinking. It's like a two-part question. So I want to know all the things that you had to sacrifice in order for you to see the progress that you've made. And the second part of that question is, was it worth it?
So yeah, most definitely. Letting go of certain people can be very hard. Once you get accustomed to having them in your life, friends that have been there forever, you know, it can be very hard kind of letting go of those friendships. But what you realize is that you get to a certain age, or you realize a certain thing. And I realized a certain thing in my head where, you know, you get to a certain age where, and it doesn't serve you any purpose to be around people that aren't motivated, that don't have any goals, that want to party all the time, that would rather spend their time going to the club than, you know, staying in and trying to build something or improve themselves. So I had to lose a lot of friends. I lost basically all my friends. But ironically, losing all those people made room for all the good things in my life to come in. So it's been completely worth it. You know, it's been completely worth, you know, severing relationships with certain people to be where I'm at today. Because a lot of people say, okay, you know, somebody might hold you back, but in reality, nobody's holding you back. It's just you hanging out with that person, you're holding yourself back.
Yeah.
You have to, you know, be more stingy with your time and who you're giving your energy and time to. When you're giving your energy and your time to the wrong people, then only bad things are going to happen in your life. There's not going to be any growth. There's not going to be any success. There's not going to be any good feelings that are, you know, here for the long term, right? You might have a little bit of a temporary dopamine rush or a temporary, you know, fulfillment of joy or whatever, right? But I mean, it fades away real quick when you're not hanging around with the right people. So that has been, you know, some of the things that I've had to sacrifice. Friendships for sure have been one of the big things that I had to sacrifice for me to get to where I am today. Alcohol, man, I used to love drinking, you know, like I used to drink all the time. I'm talking about every single day. And it wasn't just one beer, it'd be 2-3 beers. And it was something that I just like to do. And I like to do. And understanding that like that serves you no purpose is what has allowed me to kind of just relinquish that part of me and move forward. And letting go of alcohol has been probably another one of the big factors that has completely improved my life. It's given me much more mental clarity. It's allowed me to stay healthy. It's allowed me to be more mindful of how I'm treating other people, as well as how I'm treating myself. So there's, you know, sacrifices, like I mentioned, there's going to be sacrifices in everything, but the big ones for me were, you know, letting go of alcohol and, you know, certain friendships. Those were the biggest sacrifices I would say that I've made so far. Time wise, you know, you have to realize that you have to sacrifice the days where you want to hang out with certain people or do certain things with your girlfriend to serve your purpose. You know, sometimes you might be tired after a long day of work and you got to sacrifice that 1 hour moment where you can lay down in bed to go work out, you know, because at the end of the day, you got to put in the work, you got to get it done. So there's always going to be things that you have to sacrifice, you know, but you have to make sure that they're worth sacrificing for. And, I mean, so far, everything that I've put aside or that I've eliminated out of my life has definitely been worth it 100%. You know, I wouldn't go back. So, yeah.
It's one of those things I always tell people, especially when you were talking about letting go of some old friends kind of thing. The only way that it's kind of like when you're a kid, right? So when you're a kid, the only way that you know that you outgrow certain shoe sizes or certain things is when they don't fit you anymore. Kind of thing. So it's like in order to know that you're growing in real life, there's going to be certain things that you just have to let go of. No matter how cool the shirt you wore in 7th grade was, no matter how cool the sneakers you wore in 6th grade were. I used to have some really cool sneakers when I was in 8th grade. They don't fit me anymore. So they can be cool in the moment, back for like memories, and like, hey, those were really cool for the time. But in order for me to grow into an adult, quote unquote, the best version of myself as a man, there's going to be certain things that just don't fit me. And the only way that you can actually grow is by recognizing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I don't regret anything that happened because I feel like it had to have happened for me to be where I'm at today, right? Don't regret spending time with the people that I spent time with, even though it wasn't serving me any purpose, because I had to do that for me to realize that that's not what I should be doing, you know? So at the end of the day, you know, even for those bad moments or for those people that I just don't surround myself with anymore, I'm still grateful for them. You know, I just wish that they're doing better, you know, on their own or whatever they're doing it, right? But I got to do what I got to do.
One of the big things I tell people, man, and I would even tell you this off camera, but we'll put it here for the people too. One of the biggest hacks I ever did for myself personally in my relationships is to judge people by the standards they hold for themselves, not the standards that I hold for myself. So that was a huge thing that I had to start doing personally, because you start meeting people that are, because the thing is, when you're, and here's another gem also, when you're aiming to be in the 1%, right? And that can be 1% of your fitness, 1% financially, 1% in business. And that 1% is pretty much everyone that we look up to. And pretty much it's in our DNA biologically to strive to be in the 1% if you got it in you. You're going to be incompatible with 99% of people.
Yeah.
So as soon as I recognize that, like, oh, okay, now I get it, kind of thing. But the thing is, with those 99%, it's not like you look down on them for you wanting to do your thing. You just have to ask, okay, so what standards are they holding for themselves? Because if Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were to hold everybody to the standards they set for themselves, they would be some real lonely people. It would have been some real lonely people growing up, because it's like they're the best of the best, kind of thing. So one of the big things that I started doing personally that will benefit you in the future too, when you meet someone, try to analyze where their standards are for themselves, and then only judge them by those standards. And you don't have to hang out with them if they don't meet your values, kind of thing. Like, you don't have to be friends with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, I've been doing something of the sort, you know, with who I'm surrounding myself. Like, I'm not trying to judge them based off of what I want out of them, but more so like, okay, like, how do you view yourself? What do you expect out of yourself? What are your standards? Because I understand that not everybody's going to be 100% aligned with where my mind's at, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't keep those people around. But it's more so about, you know, making sure that those people do have standards, they do have goals, they do have some sort of ambition to reaching, you know, at least the next level and whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. So I agree with you 100% in that aspect. But yeah.
Let's talk about your experience on the program, man, when it comes down to the fitness stuff, because I know that we had to make something customized for you. And especially with some of the stuff that you had regarding just your injuries in the past. And I know that we ran into a few tweaks here and there throughout the course of your program. Maybe like a cookie cutter program wouldn't have worked for you, because it's like they're going to have you do bench presses,
Nope.
so on and so forth. So talk about your experience following the workout program itself.
It's been amazing. Like I mentioned earlier, for those of you that don't know, you know, I came to Aaron asking him if he can build a custom program for me because I tore my chest, you know, and it's not like, oh, I tore the muscle. Like, there's literally like nothing there connecting to the shoulder joint. So that was my big thing. You know, I wanted to make sure that this can be completely customized, and you were able to deliver. It was, you know, amazing. At first, the workouts were tough, you know, because when I was working out by myself, it was kind of like I wasn't really pushing myself, you know, I was being a little softy. And Aaron's not going to let you go easy, man. You know, he's going to make sure you put in the work, and those workouts are going to make you sweat, and they're going to make you get stronger. And it, you know, in the very beginning, it was very hard. I would complain a little bit in the beginning, you know. I was like, dude, why the freak are these workouts like 10 exercises or whatever, right? For myself, right? But it had to be done, right? Because I wasn't really working out. I wasn't really doing what I had to do. So in the very beginning, it was very difficult, and it got easier as I went by. I surprisingly, you know, my shoulders, my chest itself started getting stronger. And although I can't do bench pressing and stuff like that, we were able to tweak certain exercises so that I can still hit those muscle groups, which to me was, you know, a very important thing about the program. So the fact that you've been able to work with like my injuries and stuff like that has just been amazing, because not every program does that. Most programs are just going to give you a cookie cutter, you know, routine, and they're going to tell you, okay, here, go do this for 12 weeks or go do this for 16 weeks or whatever. And that's pretty much it. I like that, as things came up throughout the program, we were able to adjust and calibrate what we had to so that we can continue to make progress. And that's the best things about the program, that we're constantly Aaron's constantly working with you to modify and tweak it so that you can continue making that progress, right? Because with these cookie cutter programs, I mean, if you got the same thing for the next 12 weeks and you pretty much hit your plateau after 4, 5, 6 weeks, well, then you don't have much room for growth. You don't have much room for improvement. So the fact that you're very, I'm not sure if meticulous is the word, but you're very on top of your stuff, with your clients, and making sure that, we're doing the workouts, that we're not having any issues with the workouts, that there isn't any exercises that we can't necessarily perform. And if there is, what can we do to go ahead and supplement that muscle group without necessarily performing that exercise, but something similar. It's just been an amazing experience because it feels so customizable. It feels so personal, so deep, you know what I mean? Because you work with every single little detail that we go through, even with the meal plans. And they're not just meal plans. These are full-on nutrition protocols, guys. Like, Aaron will give you a shopping list. He's going to give you basically your macros down to the T. He's going to give you, recommended meals that you guys can eat and stuff. And if you don't like certain foods, he works with that, like, for example, when we first started, he gave me a lot of fish on my my meal plan, and I'm not a big fish guy, so after like the first week or two, I told him, like, hey, Aaron, can we please just do something else, because I don't really like the fish. And we did. He was able to tweak that up to what I actually do enjoy eating, and that's what worked out amazing for me, because I mean, if I weigh 240, 250 pounds, I obviously love food, right? So I want to make sure that I'm enjoying what I'm eating, and being with the part of this nutrition protocol, what I loved about it was that, yeah, you can definitely eat things that you enjoy eating and still see a ton of progress. It wasn't just chicken and rice. It wasn't, starving yourself. It wasn't, just eggs and oatmeal. There's a bunch of different that you can still eat and, still see results. And I think it's been amazing. Another thing about the program that I really, really like is that you teach a man how to fish. Most programs, they don't really teach you how to do this stuff on your own. They kind of want you there to be a client forever. So they're kind of catching the fish for you. Aaron's going to teach you how to fish, guys. He's basically going to teach you how to start putting these workout programs on your own. He's going to start teaching you how to start tracking these calories on your own, taking care of yourself on your own, which is amazing to me, because this guy genuinely wants to see you be the best version of yourself. He genuinely wants to see you be healthy and stuff like that, without necessarily always having to go back and rely on him. And although you can schedule one-on-ones with him when you're in the program. You can communicate to him at any given time whenever you're having any type of issues with the exercises, with the dieting, with your mental, state of mind, or whatever it is during your exercises, or whatever it is. It's just been so valuable. It's just been extremely valuable. Because I know that, as I'm finishing this program, like, I can continue to carry on these positive habits that I've picked up while I've been on this program.
Exactly. That's what we do, man. Like, we're obviously not like a budget friendly option for a lot of people, but the thing is, what they have to understand is, like, this isn't just like a $49 ebook that you're getting. It's not like a plug and play. Like, we'll only text you for customer support kind of thing. Like, you're actually getting coaching. So yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned the program not being very static. Meaning, like, you're not, because where a lot of people go wrong is they'll hear about the price point to the people that we offer. And again, there's a reason why we don't offer it publicly, guys. Like, we say we can't kind of keep it private, just because people start looking at the price tag more so than the value itself, right? So we just kind of lead with the value, and if you want in, we'll talk to you about it. When it comes down to the way it works, right? There's a lot of other people that will look at like a price tag or something, and then they'll hear it and they'll think they're getting the program and the meal plan without understanding that what you're actually getting is coaching and consulting. And then the meal plan and the program is really the tools that we're using to get there, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, it's merely the tools that we're using. Because if something happens with the program, it's not like we're gonna say, "Ooh, well, you got to do a." Because if we were just doing the program, there would be like a service fee. Because if you got to adjust the service, it's like you go get your haircut or something. You don't like your haircut, well, you're gonna be another $25 because that's the service kind of thing. But here it's like, no, we're doing the coaching and consulting. So you're getting the coaching and consulting. If you got to adjust the program, that's part of the coaching and consulting. A lot of other programs or a lot of other coaches will sell you the program, and whenever you got to adjust it, you have to adjust the service itself, meaning it's like an extra whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, man, because that's a big distinction I don't really talk about very often that people just don't get sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ton of value, guys. Ton of value. If you've ever considered, improving your health or looking for a health coach, this is definitely a great program. I myself am very skeptical. I talked with Aaron for weeks, maybe even months before I decided to jump on board because I'm just a very skeptical guy. But I mean, the value definitely outweighed the price 1,000%, man. 1,000%. Not only do you get a nutrition protocol, you get a customized workout plan, you get access to the coaching calls 3 times a week, you get access to the support group, which is with everybody else that's in the program. Everybody's there supporting each other, giving each other positive feedback. You also get a high performance tracking sheet, so you get to track all of your data. Are you consuming enough water? Are you taking a cold shower? Are you basically weighing in all of these other stuff, all of these other things? And you can also schedule one-on-one coaching calls with Aaron, which is what I do on a weekly basis to really take out as much value as I can out of this program. It's amazing. Most of these programs, you're lucky if you even get one group coaching call a week. You're lucky if you even get to talk to your coach on a one-on-one basis without them charging you extra to be in this premier package or whatever it is, right? You're even lucky if you're in a group as amazing as this group, where everybody's just an amazing individual. Everybody's so supportive of each other, and I can see why Aaron is very particular about who he allows into this program, because it's something special. I mean, I've never seen anybody else on social media or even at a gym or whatever be able to provide this much value to somebody, or to a group of men. So I think it's amazing, man. I really think it's phenomenal what you've been doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's talk about the community, man, because obviously some guys like us, when you feel like you're cut from a certain cloth, you can end up isolating yourself without meaning to. And really what we do is not only do we want to help you get in shape kind of thing. Obviously for you, you're kind of lucky because I can run into you at the gym sometimes, but for the other guys, it's just not the case, right? So let's talk about the importance of community, man, regarding, I'm sure, because obviously it's online coaching and you're lucky to run into me down here. How important has the community been in you achieving these goals? Because I know sometimes when you just start out and you hang out like with some of your old friends, you can feel like an outsider just for wanting to do good, right? Like just for wanting to be better. So
The community,
I was just about to say, how does that community feel for you?
the community is amazing. I mean, the fact that these are all men from across different states, some of them from different countries. Some of us have never even met in person before. But the fact that we all support each other to such a high standard, is just amazing. Whenever somebody accomplishes a new milestone in their program and they post it on the chat, it's something where everybody floods in with the positive comments and everybody floods in with the positive reinforcement. And it's amazing, because it kind of solidifies that you are on the right track. I believe that support, or having a support group, or at least just, maybe a support group's not the right word, but, just having a tribe, so to speak, that backs you up is just phenomenal, because sometimes you don't feel your best. And just seeing those people, just talking to those people lifts your spirit right back up. It's kind of one of these, like, somebody falls down and everybody just picks them right back up. We don't let them stay on the floor or anything like that. And whenever somebody does, have a win or whatever, everybody celebrates their success with them. I believe community is very, very important. And the community that you've built here at Basics, the brigade, it's been phenomenal, man. It's amazing. Everybody's so genuine. You can literally feel the love coming from some of these guys. It's nothing envious. There's no, oh, well, he did this, I want, like, you know what I mean? It's so supportive, and it's just amazing to find so many people that think and feel the same way. Which I believe just the support group alone, man, is enough value, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's, in business, there's this thing. It's like you get the vibes that you attract. I was having a conversation with a good buddy of mine. Hey man, I keep on attracting business that they just don't have the resources, one, and their mindset's a little bit jacked up. Like, how do I fix it? That's almost like you got to start with the man in the mirror. Because the thing is, if you are, and this is for you too, for later on with your business stuff, it's pretty much like whatever state you're in or whatever beliefs you have about the world is going to be the lens that you view the world through. So I think the reason why we've been able to have really good people is just because as the individual, I've been able to work on myself to this point where that's all I'm looking for. You know, there was a person, I think I posted it yesterday in the Discord. I don't know if you saw it. There's a person who reached out to me on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
He messaged me the word build, and he had those little, like the little devil outfit on his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I don't know if that's going to be a fit for what we got. That's how picky we are about what we got going on. It's like, if you're in that kind of energy, I know it's not serious. I just don't. No, man. It's probably not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's even if it's something that they say as a joke or whatever, you know. At the end of the day, it's like you said, like how you view people or how you view yourself is how you view others. And if you kind of putting these little gimmicky things or these little, you know, dark energy things or whatever they are, even if you don't mean them in such a serious tone, you know, that still doesn't put out the right energy. It still puts off really odd energy, you know. And at the end of the day, when you're trying to align yourself with all of these positive things, even such a small little thing like that really can make such a big impact. So you have to be very conscious about what you're allowing into your circle, what you're allowing into your life, because even that small little hint of negativity can send you back on a downward spiral. So I mean, 100%, man. Like it is exclusive. I mean, it is exclusive. Aaron will put you through a pretty big interview just to be part of the brigade. But I believe that that's what has allowed him to keep such a good group. You know, everybody that comes in is such a high caliber man, and everybody shares at least the same morals and the same values. So I mean, I agree with you 100%, man.
Awesome, man. Well, let's talk about some of the plans you got for the future, man, because we're about to send you off into Mr. Graduate category. Let's talk about what you got going on right now with the Lens of Lorenzo podcast. Let's talk about some more fitness goals for yourself. Let's talk about what we got to do in order to man. Like I'm big into speaking your future, man. So right now you can return to this interview later, year or 2, 3 years later, and then we can see if you did it or not.
So the Lens of Lorenzo, that's a podcast that I started about a month ago that focuses on helping people improve their mindset and elevate improve their mental health and elevate their mindset. It's something that I started just kind of as a reminder to myself to stay on a positive track, right? And it's been amazing the feedback that I've gotten from some of these people on how it's helped them. So my plans for the future are to continue growing this podcast, continue to grow my personal brand, and help people with sharing with them my experiences, right? Sharing with them what I've gone through and how I overcame it, and what I'm doing now to continue building. So I did create brand new social media accounts. I'm going to be deleting all my old ones. And to me, that's kind of like a symbolic of like letting go of the old me. So I'm basically, you know, eliminating all old parts of myself. I created brand new social media accounts, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Y'all can follow me at the Lorenzo Pena. And of course, my podcast is growing right now. One of my main focuses right now is, since I'm in the solar industry, is building this team and helping them also have success in solar sales, and just documenting that journey. In terms of health, I want to continue losing a few more pounds. I woke up at 200 today, so awesome.
Tomorrow's gonna be 199, man. Tomorrow's gonna be 199.
Yeah, and that's amazing right there. But I do want to lose a couple more pounds. I'm aiming to be about 185. I want to be somewhere between 12 to 15% body fat. My goal at the end of this is not to be Mr. Olympia or to be the most shredded guy in the gym, right? But I always said it from the get-go that I am trying to be healthy and that I want to work on my health for the longevity of my life, right? I want to be around for my kids when I have kids. I want to be around for grandkids. I want to be around and enjoy my family and my friends' shared experiences for as long as I can. And health is going to be one of the best ways to take you there. So those are my goals in terms of what I'm doing with my personal branding, in terms of what I'm doing with my fitness, my health. You know, continue to grow my relationships with people that, you know, have value to me or that I, you know, can learn from and stuff, and continue to network and see where it takes me. You know, I'm still barely on chapter 1. I was telling Aaron yesterday, I believe when we were having our one-on-one coaching call, that I feel like this whole program was kind of like my prelogue of the book. And like I'm entering this new phase of my life where I'm starting chapter 1. And it's amazing. It's amazing because where I've come from to where I am today has been such a huge change. Everybody that knows me sees it, and I see it in myself first and foremost, because at the end of the day, if you don't see it, well, then what good is everybody else telling you about it, right? Yeah. So I believe it's, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for what the future has in store. I've already got, everything pretty much laid out in terms of a game plan on what I want to accomplish. So it's just a matter of taking the steps to execute everything.
100%, man. And the final question, which is the question I was going to ask you yesterday, but I didn't want to tell you. I just super, super good. Because I know you were skeptical before, as you should. We market the same way scammers market to keep it. There's this thing called direct response marketing. And direct response marketing is when you're either going for yes or no. It's the best way to grow a business initially, but it's also what a lot of these scam artists do. So sometimes when you play by the same rules, it comes across a certain way, right? So this is the question, okay? If there was somebody on the fence who was, scared to join the program, they were doubting themselves, they were skeptical of us, whatever the case may be, and they really, really wanted to change their life. They were just on the fence, like right on the brink of really transforming their life completely. Same position as you were in before. What would you tell them?
Take the bet. Take the bet. I mean, at the end of the day, I can understand why somebody might be hesitant, and it might be tied to limiting beliefs where you don't believe that you can accomplish what this program has in store for you. But I can almost guarantee everybody that with a little push, you'll be able to do it. Aaron gives you all the tools that you guys need, all of the tools that you guys need to be successful on this fitness journey, on this health journey, whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? But you just need that little push, that little bit of self-belief so that you can start taking those steps and start getting the ball rolling. It's a snowball effect from there. If there's, take the bet. That's the only thing I can say. Take the bet. Bet on yourself. Go all in. Put all your chips on the table, man, and go all in. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. I definitely don't. I know Ryan Barker was on the last episode. He definitely doesn't. And I know plenty of guys that are in the brigade right now that would tell you the same thing. Just take the bet. Just do it. At the end of the day, the time is still going to pass by. Whether you do it today or if you do it 5 years from now, those 5 years are still going to pass. Yeah. So just take the bet. Just do it.
Love it, man. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave the audience with? Because we'll plug all the stuff below. We'll plug your socials. We'll plug your podcast as well, so people can always have access to that. Any closing remarks, man?
Yeah, I mean, check out the podcast. Follow me on social media. All the links are going to be below. Closing remarks, closing thoughts would just be, like I said, I mean, damn, that last question really just kind of solidified it for me. Just take the bet. Take the bet. Believe in yourself. Just do it. Even if you doubt yourself in the beginning, I can guarantee you that Aaron believes in you 100%. And he, like I said, he's going to give you all the tools that you guys need to go ahead and be successful with this program. He's going to help you. He's going to hold you accountable. The guys are going to hold you accountable, but you just got to take the bet. You just got to do it. Just do it. Don't hesitate. The time's going to pass by. Why wait another moment? Why wait another hour? Why wait another day? Why wait another week, a month, a year? Just do it. If there's ever been, it's the same. I love the saying when they say, when was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time for you to plant a tree? Today.
Yeah.
Just do it. If you're going to hold yourself back because you're thinking about all the time you've already wasted, well, you're just going to keep wasting time. So just do it. Just do it.
It's just one of those things, man. It's those negative feedback loops that we always talk about. Some people will feel bad because they did bad, and then they continue to do bad things because they feel bad. And then they do worse things, just to perpetuate that cycle more so than just making a pivot. It's like you grow whatever you water kind of plan. It's like the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. And if you're always consistently watering the negatives in your life, the negatives are going to continue to grow. But if you just kind of just switch whatever you're watering regarding the plant, the positive stuff can start growing. And then before you know it, you just start stacking up wins, because you've trained your brain to start going in that direction. So I'm glad you noticed, man. Congratulations on being success story number 2. And again, guys, if you want to find out more information and you want to be next, just like Lorenzo, just like Ryan, some of the other guys that we're going to be having on the channel and on the podcast, please visit www.basicsbrigade.com to watch our free video training. You can see some other testimonials there as well. Or if you want to actually speak with me directly, you can book your free game plan call with me directly using one of the links below. This will be you and I just kind of talking about where you're at, see if you would be a good fit for the longer call, and just so we can see where you're at exactly. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast, all socials below. Connect with each and every single one of them. We do different things with different ones, obviously. And thank you all for listening. And again, if no one's told you in a minute, I'll tell you right now, it's time to get your shit together, man. See ya.